Hi, everybody. This is week 4 of our distance learning, if you can believe that, for AP Language, so the junior class. And just want to go over this week's assignments. I've been trying to streamline things for everybody's sake. So there's not as many things as in those first couple weeks. And hopefully it'll be easier to find and keep up with. So I'm using the calendar view. And so this is the week of April 13th through 17th that these assignments are for. And so they're all the ones that are due on April 20th. So that following Monday. Uh, Last I heard, that was kind of still the standard that Mr. Hasselbach wanted us to follow, um, as far as I know. So I'm trying to keep up with that. Um, for this week, the big thing that we have is the last big chunk of Gatsby. So chapters 7 through 9, and I do apologize as far as the reading goes. This is probably a disproportionate amount compared to the first few weeks that we've been doing this. I think on the original schedule that I gave to you guys before spring break, I had them split up to chapter 7. That is, without giving too much away, kind of the climactic chapter in the novel one week, and chapters 8 and 9 the following week. But I also had the test scheduled for the same week that we were going to discuss chapters 8 and 9. So would have been like, discuss the final chapters one day and then take the test either the following day, or maybe, space it out just a little bit, but it would have been the same week. And since I didn't want to do it that way when it was remote, I don't think there's too much confusion as far as how things end. But I still wanted to make sure I had a chance to check in with everybody and make sure there wasn't any confusion over things before you took a test over it. Even if it's a test that's only counting as daily grades, it still seems fair to space that out. So I had a chance to get back to you with feedback from the discussion. So that's kind of the reasoning behind why this is a little bit bigger like that. On the flip side, I feel like I said, this is kind of the climax and the resolution of the novel happening here. A lot of times, it's kind of that part in the book where people don't want to put it down. They want to find out what's happening next and how it's all going to end, and what's going to happen to everybody. Again, without spoiling, a whole lot, who dies and how, and what consequences come from all of that. So if you didn't already know, there will be at least one, possibly more people that don't make it to the end of the novel. So otherwise, this is same format and everything as always. So I have, I think, 6 or 7 different quotes and other reading or discussion prompts. Excuse me, shouldn't be touching my face, even if I am by myself. Here to choose from. And just like always, you just need to choose one for your individual response. And then the second part is responding to 2 of your classmates. And as always, I'll give you my little disclaimer that I would be a very happy person if you're able to respond to someone who answered a different question, but I also know that's not always feasible. So if you can, great. If not, it will not negatively affect your grade or anything like that. So that's it for Gatsby as far as this next week is concerned. And then we also have a short story called Spunk by Zora Neale Hurston. And hopefully you remember her from a few weeks back when we read the essay, How It Feels to Be Colored Me. And so this is a piece of fiction that she wrote. And there's a common lit assignment to go along with it. So you will get a grade for that. It's a participation grade. I know those common lit assignments can sometimes be pretty intense. And, there's not very many questions. And the ones that you do get might be um, confusing, to say the least, or challenging, to maybe put it in a more positive way, depending on if you look at challenge as a good thing or not. Um, Hopefully at least better than confusion. But anyway, so that'll be the first part that you'll want to do is of course read the story and do those assessment questions on Common Lit. And then over here on the discussion board, you'll have several prompts to choose from, like the last few weeks. Again, because this is actually, I think, of everything we've read so far, the closest in time to Gatsby. Apologize for that. Hang on, let me pause and deal with that alarm that's going off right now. Okay. So sorry how it feels, or no, spunk. Um, so just again, you'll have your long response, your paragraph at least responding to one of these, and then choose two of your classmates to respond to for the final part of the discussion. And if you are able to, we will have a video discussion again this week, which, like I said, it's not mandatory because I know that's just not possible for some people right now to be able to make it. But I think it is a really helpful experience, especially with the novel. Like I said, we will have a cumulative assessment coming up on the novel. So maybe we can even play a Kahoot or something to review a little bit. Like I said, I don't want you to stress too much about the test because we're not doing like test grades right now. But it is still useful to kind of see, how you grasped everything. And that's it as far as this week 4 assignments are concerned. Just a little reminder, since it's showing up here on the calendar, that we have one more week before the. I'm feeling confused. For some reason, I was thinking that was another week. I'll double check what I have on the calendar. I may have changed the date on the synthesis project and not updated it in Canvas. But either way, it might be 1 week, it might be 2 weeks. But we are coming up on that paper being due. And I do think I gave y'all time between the paper and the presentation. I'll definitely have more to say in a future video about what the presentation might look like, since there's a chance, at least, I don't know what the probability is, but there's at least a possibility that we won't be in class to present like we normally would. But anyway, the paper you can still be working on. Remember, it's just a slightly more polished version of a synthesis essay, like the ones we've been practicing, like the one that we had on the progress check a little while back. But obviously, the requirements for this are just a little bit higher, since it is something you've had so long to work on. On the flip side, you also have the benefit of choosing a topic that was of interest to you. So hopefully that makes it a little bit more motivating and at least partially enjoyable. I know writing essays is not most people's favorite thing to do. Even those of us that like to write might enjoy different types of writing more than that. But at least if it's something that you had a little bit of control over, that typically helps. So if you have any questions about any of this, about Gatsby, about the short story assignment, or about the research project, go ahead and let me know. We'll have tutorial times as well as the class discussion. And of course, you can reach me by phone or email as usual. And I will check on this and update that if necessary. I'm I don't have everything written down in front of me right this second, but I will make sure. Actually, let me see. I do have my notebook right here. Um, huh. Okay. Yeah, this I have it written down as being due the 27th, but that would make it an April 20th thing. So I'm gonna have to move something around. I will figure it out, and but that's the earliest it would be due. Would be the 27th. If if anything changes, it would be in your favor to where you would have more time to work on it, not less time to work on it. So I will check on things and figure out what makes the most sense. And next week's video will have more information. And if there is a big change, I'll send out an email before then. Otherwise, I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy, making good choices, and I hope to see you soon.